Hey everybody, peace, love, and light. I know some people hate Grand Rising, but I don't mourn in the AM. So let's say thank you and give our thanks for another day under this beautiful sun so we can live out our life's purpose, manifest with abundance, alchemize love, that alchemical for people. And that's actually why I'm making this video. I don't know about you guys, but I am whooped, and I'm here to tell you and show you what it looks like if at this time we do not get our alone time to manifest, to download, to do our rituals, whatever we do, Blu-rays. Just be alone. Like, just be alone in our thoughts. Not even in our thoughts, in our being, just being nobody else's energy but ours. I mean, it's impossible for us not to alchemize wherever we go. I mean, remember when you were younger and people would say, you always have a problem everywhere you go, or you always seem to, if you shared, like this is if you shared with people, or you expressed, like, or if you were kind of like, you at that time you didn't know how to transmute energy properly, like once you alchemized it, like you didn't know where to put it, so you were kind of like projecting it onto others by like complaining or something, and they would be like, oh, you have problems everywhere you go, and blah blah blah, and it's just like, oh my god, like they'll never get it. So we have YouTube, and we have people like Peter, and people like me, and my friend Richard. He's starting a podcast. They did a trial run, I think just a few days ago. I'll start posting his links. He's in Florida, I'm in New York. We're gonna actually do a little meetup, and he's gonna fly me down, and we're gonna do like first ever Blu-ray podcast together. And I think it's gonna be incredible because I want to talk about things like this. So let me give you a little example. So let me tell you guys what's been going on. Let me just gain my bearings. Okay, so why don't I start from right now? So I woke up this morning. I slept terribly. I slept enough to get this download, be able to articulate this in a proper manner, because I am so alchemically exhausted. Like we should coin that or something, Blu-rays. So I woke up, and now this is what happens to me if I don't have alone time. Now I've spent the last week, 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks with people every day. Like I've had no alone time, like those little bits of times, like on the boat I'm grateful for. When I wake up early, like that, like earlier than this, I go swimming. I just get in the sun. I spend time with my dog, like these little times. But if I don't get that time, like these past 2 weeks, like there's been people in my energy field when I sleep. I can't go to the bathroom correctly. And I take sea moss, and y'all know I'm a vegan, like, and not like one of those like douchey vegans. They're like, I'm a vegan. Like, not like that. It's because, like, we have stomach issues, and like, how we're supposed to eat as it is. Like, we're not supposed to be eating blood. And as the Blu-ray, like, I don't know about the rest of the chosen. I know I have a theory on what our blood type is. Like, I'm not going to say it here, but we're the original OGs, and like, I don't believe that, at least in my knowing, in my learn teach, the only thing that keeps the parasites from not being overtaking my body, or being able to think correctly, feel correctly, manifest and alchemize correctly, is that. So the past few days I've been eating like just too much. and my stomach's very small. I go sometimes a week at a time fasting. And then like sometimes I'll do like smoothie fast, just like fruit and like spinach, and just like compressed juices and things like that. So I have not been taking care of my spiritual well-being in a sense, and I am exhausted. So the message is, I don't know if we're gonna have time to rest like we used to, Blu-rays. Like, I really, it's only learn, teach. A few months ago, my spirit said to me, rest now. I think I said it in one of my first videos, like, rest now. Because the time's gonna come where, like, this, I believe this month, this Leo energy, this sun energy, because Leo within us is ruled by the moon, or the sun within us, and that is what powers all life. Wow, right? So it's some heavy energy, and I posted on my community. I mean, even there's another retrograde happening, so like, not only with the love aspect, hang on, I got Gail. Not only with the love aspect and the affection and everything that comes, intimacy, everything that comes along with romance with the Leo. Yeah. Romance with the Leo is, there's going to be challenges because we are still receiving the Saturn in retrograde, which is giving us like incredible karmic situations like coming up in our lives. Depending on how abstract you're thinking, your consciousness is like, you can see layers and layers. Like Ram Dass calls it dials. Like you can switch the dial and keep switching the dial, and you can see different like facets, like lives of people, like even how they live out their lives, even with astrological programming. Like if they are just an Aries, like I'm an Aries, and that's it. It's like, okay, well, that's the dial that they're on now, today, maybe not tomorrow, but right now that's the dial they're on, So I really do feel that we are beyond being able to rest like that. Like there would be times where, and you know what's so funny? I don't complain, but like I'm not a complainer, and I would never complain to call somebody or reach out to them and say, but I was lonely. I was sad. I was bored. I was like, all right, like now that I've figured out, like I'm doing the work within, I want to get to work with others. And it never stopped. It never stopped. It was just, as a manifesting generator as well, I would manifest, I would generate, I would manifest, I would generate, I would rest, I would generate, I would rest, I would generate, I would rest, I would generate. And then I started to notice that, like a few months ago, the times were becoming few and far between, and in my journey, I was the runner. Come on, my twin flame journey, I was the runner. So as that shit calmed down, as I had the ego death, before that last dark night, I've noticed that there's been less rest, few and far between. So now, I'm not writing books. I'm not I don't want any money. I don't want anything like that. Like, so when I promote something to you guys that my spirit has come up with for us to cope, to clear, to manifest, to alchemicalize, like to work, okay, to complete our mission. It's when I'm promoting something, it's just purely for us, okay? So please look back to my video on the 5 ways to cleanse the auric field. I do it like so many times. Like I think I have a few videos. Whoa, that van. They did our like, we're stopping for you, honey. So, yeah, so like the grounding techniques are what saved me. Um, Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Higher self, please, very much, whatever you want to call it. Just thank you. Thank you for giving me that download. Because just like everything else, things happen to us quite some time before they happen to the collective so we can learn, teach, correct? So that's what we're here to do, Blu-rays, right? We have to correct a lot by learn, teaching. But first we have to help people get out of this programming. And man, I have alchemicalized so much, so many things. Last night with my twin flame and his son, um, going on a boat ride, expressing myself, but having to like really like read the room and realize that it was not for the purpose of my emotions. Yes, my emotions were involved, so I can I can alchemize the shit for him, but I am learning how to like leave my emotions out of things as well. So that was cool. Before that, last week, you know how we're that last tap on the shoulder, and I'm realizing we're like the Grim Reaper. My mother was so awful, but in the past few months, I have been healing heavily from that trauma, and I am seeing the beauty in her because she's me and I am her, right? So I'm seeing that she had 7 husbands. Now her mind was fragmented, so she was so like, you got to think, if she had no control over her mind, what was she manifesting, right? As a Blu-ray, because this bitch was a Blu-ray, all through and through. She's had 7 husbands, 6 are dead. 6 are dead. Yeah. She would make things happen. She changed the laws here. Just this like, and I told you guys they were with the M's, and they were like, at some point they were used by the M's and like then discarded, or but when she was trying to redeem herself, I see that now, because they couldn't tell, me certain things. They I don't think they remembered certain things. I think they were so like MK'd, like they just didn't. And so when she was trying to redeem herself, I mean, she even had the city council like move this place that was housing pedophiles like far away from a school. She used to go to council meetings. She used to fight. She used to campaign for good people who had nothing. She would like fund money out of nowhere. And she was an Aquarius. Both my parents, my biologicals were. And like, oh yeah, my DNA. I have a grade of my, I mean, her and I both were like shocked into electroshock therapy into oblivion, and we still are like pumping. Now, I don't know how good she's doing, but the bottom line is like, I saw how a Blu-ray could like totally just fuck this whole shit up. Like, it was like her mission, her mission, it was like a half-ass mission in comparison. Like, so I could, I programmed that just like you programmed me and this, whatever you have, and I programmed that so I could see correct ways, incorrect ways. I could, but I will tell you this, she manifested and she generated, but she would rest. Like, she would rest. Like, that was a different generation too. Now these days it is very hard for us to rest, especially if you're in America. I mean, not just America, everywhere people, it's, we're experiencing lack because a certain group has, taken over for some time now, and we're experiencing on a 3-dimensional like avenue version of, like, I hate to use the word inflation, but because it's not real money. We're experiencing what happened when our gold standard was taken away from our U.S. Treasury notes. And now, if you look on your money, it's a federal note. And we knew that I mean, think about debt accrued. If you keep reselling, like if you keep selling debt, every person that you sell that debt to tax a vig on. We call it a tax, okay? Tax, like tax it on, get it? That's ridiculous. Etymology is another one. So we knew, like they even told us in the Bible, like in the, I think, Revelation, or was it Theologians? It was like a quarter something for something of barley. Like basically a dollar is $17 now. That's what debt accrued has done. Those are just notes. Those are borrowed from bankers, from a Federal Reserve. So now things are changing because they have to, because this was part of the plan. This system, this fiat system, we're not the first to do it. That's why people, once they get their heads out of their asses, meaning just America, and they don't even know what's going on in America most of the time. Like they see the world stage and they think that's what's going on. No, what you see is a man or a regime or whatever, a woman, like whatever character they put up there, ushering in something like kind of keeping us in control with the world stage so we don't go batshit crazy as we find out this unveiling and this truth. So we don't lose our fucking shit. Kill them, or they're still controlling us. They're still, it's predictive programming. They still have us under mass hypnosis. I mean, look around you, Blu-rays. If you're conscious, not very many are. Most are still, I mean, like I have conscious friends that are still very, have a lot of behavioral programming that they're connected to because they haven't delved into that subconscious mind. You know, they haven't really gotten into young, they haven't really found any new ascended masters, old ascended masters. They can't discern. Sometimes they can discern, a lot of them can discern who's an agent of chaos and who is an agent to help them along this spiritual path, a spiritual awakening. And every time in history that there is a spiritual awakening, they create something to divide us, to make us fight, to make us sick. And they knew that this time was coming. This age, it was written. They even wrote it in their manifesto, in their Bible. And you know, they, what did Christ say when they said, "Where will you find me, the Son of God?" Right? Where will you find me? You go up. First, you see the statue of the man pouring water. In those times in Jerusalem, there was no statues like that. That is the water bearer. You walk up to the room, to the left, to what hemisphere of the brain do we need? Both. We need to combine them. You know, we need to integrate them. The left and the right. That pineal sits right in the middle for a reason. That's our God brain. So in order to do that, Blu-rays, we have to foster, like we have to know all this. We're going to be computing heavy amounts of gnosis. We have to rest. My twin flame goes back to work tonight. I'm going home tonight. I need to close my door in my room. I need my fish tank. I need my cats. I have tomcats. They live outside. I've showed you guys my cats. I need my dog. My dog's here. I even had to alchemize for her. She was wounded, but she had such a great time from all that water that she was playing in. I didn't tell you guys about my friend who is a Blu-ray who doesn't know. He's a Sagittarius as well. He's a friend of my flames and mine. I grew up with him. My flame just happened to meet him. See, that's how it works with like twin flames. Like you pass each other by. We even had the same friends growing up, but we never saw each other. Like I was considered popular, and he played hockey. He's gorgeous. Like, and we never met each other. he would hear my name, I would hear his, but we were never intrigued to meet each other. And as a Sag, I have an eclectic group of friends. So anyway, so I just think that it was always like that. And so anyway, so we had a friend growing up named Lisa. And we also had a friend named Ryan. Ryan is passed now as well, Starseed, Generation X. He just got in the drinking. They tried to kill us, a lot of us off with drugs and drinking, substances, mostly pharmaceuticals. Well, and cancers and things of that nature, because we live in Niagara Falls, we live on top of like the Manhattan Project, the Love Canal, garbage, chemical dumps, like because this place has negative ions from the Niagara Falls, like in the power plant, they just think that, it's like you to survive here, oh my God, like you have to eat clean because everything's dirty around you. Like this is rare. This is a rarity. I don't know what's going on. This could be my reality up here changing. So maybe the chemical trails are going away, like here, like in my programming. I don't know, but that's what I keep thinking. So let's keep it happening. So anyway, so last week he's been going through it. He's healing. He has PTSD. Excuse me. He was in a war. He has PTSD really bad. Sagittarius in war. In the military, crazy, right? We are soldiers, but we are soldiers for the people. We are justice, like soldiers. If you're not a friend of every injustice, we can't be friends. That's like my motto. So he brings this girl over that we used to hang out with. Well, we smoked, we talked spiritually, we talked about death, life. She was in such good spirits. Libra, totally balanced. They're hard to read, but still, like, come on, we can do that. She felt, because we can feel, her aura was this purplish mixture of blue with some silver on top. I cried when she left. Well, yesterday we got a phone call that she passed. I smiled when I heard. She did what she had to do. She came, she saw. A lot of souls are checking out. I saw a friend of mine, he lost his son last night. A lot of people are taking themselves out right now because this Saturn in retrograde is really killing people. Like, this Lionsgate portal is a beautiful time to love the lights, to and bask in the lights, to heal thyself. But some people just can't get out of all those buried thoughts and emotions, and they have nobody to help them remember who they truly are. They don't have a blueprint. They don't have the will inside. Maybe it's not in their program to do it. Maybe they're checking, because there's no such thing as death. Maybe they're checking out of here because they don't want to do this anymore. They did their part. They catalyzed. They did what they had to do. And now they're leaving. They're going on to something else. Maybe they're coming back in a new form, because they say a lot of these babies that are being born, like the Scorpio that I know, she lost her son a few months ago. Remember I told you guys about her? That was one of the really big sad ones for me. Immunizations. In a very poor area, we have a lot, like 90% of us are on freaking Medicaid here, or Medicare or something, right? And they have a different refrigerator for, this is coming from a nurse and from that worked at a pediatrician's office. They have a different refrigerator for the Medicaid children, the children with private insurance, for immunizations. That means that in that class system, because that's how they still work, which is crazy, which was part of it, so they can eliminate it, and yeah, that's a whole other story, is, okay, we're going to experiment, and if we have to kill the poor ones, they mean less to us anyway, It's always us against them. They're in a, like George Carlin said, they're in a big club and we ain't invited. With the stop with the class shit is enough. We're seeing now in a